started.
Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Virginia Harger. I'm the chairperson of the Shelton Planning and Zoning Commission. Today is Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, and the regular meeting of the commission being conducted via Zoom and through phone link is hereby called to order. The meeting is also being carried live on YouTube. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I invite those participating remotely to do the same. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. I'll start off with a roll call of the commission, and please verbally indicate you are present when your name is called. Commissioner Kelly?
Present.
Commissioner Parkins?
Present.
Commissioner Motto?
Here.
Commissioner Laskos? Commissioner Tiki? Myself, Commissioner Harger. Mr. Rossetti, our administrator?
Present, and Mr. Tickey's here too.
Okay, there he is. I'll finish and go back. Mr. Panico, our consultant?
Here.
Ms. Renassos, our recording secretary?
Present.
Ms. Alexandria Castro, our assistant administrator?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Tiki?
Yes, I was here. I wasn't as a panelist when you first called me. Thank you.
Okay. And is Commissioner Lasko somewhere?
He just showed up.
Okay. Pull him in. For the record, alternate commissioners Onofrio and Usal are unavailable for tonight's meeting, and Mr. Nappi is excused. Okay, Commissioner Laskos, could you indicate you're present?
Present.
Thank you. I'd like to start off with a couple of things. First of all, I'd like to have a motion to add the August 17th and September 28th minutes for approval to agenda section 8.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Commissioner Parkins has made the motion to add those 2 minutes for approval to the agenda. Is there a second?
Commissioner Kelly will second it.
Okay, Commissioner Kelly, thank you. So the motion made by Commissioner Parkins, seconded by Commissioner Kelly. We'll do a roll call. Commissioner Motto?
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki?
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. The second is I'd like a motion to add an executive session to the end of our meeting agenda after our minutes. And that is for the courtesy of the audience. And that is to discuss a legal matter. Is there a motion to add an executive session?
I'll make that motion to add executive session.
Okay, and that's made by Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, thank you,
Commissioner
Commissioner
Motto.
Motto. So on the motion to add an executive session to the end of our meeting, made by Commissioner Kelly, second by Commissioner Motto. We'll do a roll call. Commissioner Tiki?
Aye.
Commissioner Motto?
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay, just a couple of points before continuing with this evening's agenda. Mr. Rossetti will act as the Zoom meeting host. While commissioners will be able to make comments throughout the meeting, the chair asks that you please identify yourself and wait to be recognized by the chair before speaking to make sure we're not all speaking over each other and to make sure our recording secretary is clear as to who is speaking. First agenda item has 4 applications for a certificate of zoning compliance. Commissioner Motto, I understand that the zoning subcommittee met last week to review the 4 applications on tonight's agenda. What's the recommendation of the zoning subcommittee for the first one on the list, downtown breakfast and lunch?
Yeah, I think we all had no issues with that particular sign.
Okay, Mr. Rossetti, do you have the visual to put up on the screen? And this is in the same location on the corner of Howe and Cornell that Downtown Pizza has been. And I think there's some change in ownership of the business, not the building. So any concerns with the height of the the letters then? Everything look good?
My only concern is where it's placed. Do we typically allow them to hang off the roof line?
Mr. Rossetti, did any staff look into this as to the feasibility of positioning these letters there? There in the corner is the previous one, and you could see it's right above the doorway, whereas this is on that edging of the roof, like on the gutter. Do you think that that is really what they intended to do? Yeah, I guess so.
It's also substantially larger, and it's not exactly the same between what they show in the perspective and the one right below it.
No, the one below it in that little corner.
That one
Oh,
goes
that.
to the end of the window and just slightly past the door. And if you look up at the perspective,
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't go to the window and it comes way out past the door.
Oh, yeah, the photo,
Yeah,
the oval downtown is way out there to the left.
Is it already up?
Not that I'm aware, staff, has
I
anybody?
don't
gone
believe
by
so.
it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't notice it. I know that the previous occupant has not been operating the business. It's been dark in there for a while. A couple
This is
of-
Commissioner Lasco, so I thought the recommendation was to put it in the same location as the pizza sign. On
That was
the,
the recommendation.
that's.
yeah, on the brick face.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the brick face. Okay.
Okay.
On
what-
their, this is Commissioner Ticky, on their rendering where we just were, if you could scroll back down, it shows the image centered over the door and the window, but on that first image, it is.
Right, that's what we were just
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if maybe that first one is inaccurate and it's going to look more like this here.
Yeah, I
It
would,
should still be on the building,
yeah,
not the roof line.
Yeah, I don't think they could actually put it there, come to
I don't
think of it.
either.
now that's more like the gutter.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, that's what the drawing shows if you look at it.
Mm.
yeah, exactly.
Is
So-
that, that's not just a canopy then, that's a projected roof. That's another roof line, isn't it?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the proper way would be to put it on the brickwork or the imitation brickwork
No,
where it was before.
right.
Okay.
Do they have, where it says downtown, do they have 20 inches above the door to put that there?
Oh,
They
it
have
sure
to-
looks like it.
Modify it? I'm not quite sure.
Well, if you look at it graphically, it sure looks like it is. If
Yeah.
not, you can proportion it down a little bit.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, if you go up to the photo one sheet and you look very closely underneath to the left of downtown. Alex, can you put that other one back up?
Are you talking about
Wow.
over here?
No, go up to the photo page.
The perspective.
Yeah, okay. You see there, if you look underneath, you'll see that what is that, those boards called, the soffit or something? Underneath the pitch of the roof? Go
Oh,
to-
the underlay?
Yeah, go to the other direction.
That's a
There you
soft.
go. Yeah.
It's an
So,
open- Yeah,
yeah, so, and that definitely is not an appropriate location for that sign.
I think it's just a problem with the rendering.
Yeah,
I don't think they could even think of putting it there.
I
I don't see
disagree.
how they could anchor it there.
I disagree. If you look at the drawing, it specifically says that's
Oh,
where
no,
it is.
I see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. So if we can ask the applicant to move it down above, so it's centered on the brickwork over the doorway and the window.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this
Otherwise,
looks
it's fine.
smaller. This rendering looks
Yeah.
smaller. in length.
Based off of these dimensions.
do you
Well, but
want
they
the
need to come
overall
down in
length to
size.
stay with, you want the overall length to stay within the edge of the door to the edge of the window?
Pretty much what they did.
That's how it
before.
shows.
Yeah,
Well, right now, the downtown portion projects beyond the doorway.
Right.
it does. And the previous version, when it was downtown pizza, it just went over the doorway, but not over to the right window. So you could see.
Yeah,
it.
but if
I'm fine with this is Commissioner Lasco, so I'm fine with the length. I think at the committee level, we just talked about putting it on the brick face.
Mhm.
right.
Which I
That's
forgot.
good.
But
Well,
yeah,
the length doesn't seem to be a a big,
It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, and if it doesn't fit, then they have to make it smaller. That's all,
that's correct.
height wise.
Yep. All right, so is there a motion to approve contingent on the sign being moved to the brick portion with a reduction if necessary to fit in that area, height wise? Does everybody follow that?
I will make that motion.
Okay,
Vicky will second.
okay, very good. So on that motion from Commissioner Parkins, seconded by Commissioner Ticky, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye,
Commissioner Ticky,
Aye.
and Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion to approve passes 6-0 with the contingencies. Okay, the next one, second application is the 24/7 Express. Commissioner Motto, what's the recommendation of the zoning subcommittee for this one?
Well, I think the signs are up. Is that
Yes, they
correct?
are.
Yeah, and smaller than what was depicted in the pictures. So we had no particular issue with the signs themselves. I think Commissioner Parkins wanted the front sign over the door rather than off to the side. I don't think I had any particular issue with where they want to put it personally. And the other
It's-
thing was discussed was the bright green curbs.
Yeah, the curb stops. Commissioner, Mr. Rossetti, could you put up the visuals for 24/7 Express? So it seems that the dimensions of it being 30 inches high and a little over 78 inches long, as shown on both sheets, is not what they ended up doing. They came up with something smaller. Is that correct?
I haven't
Yes.
been by it, so.
Yes, the signs are smaller than this by probably, instead of being 30 inches tall, they're probably 24 inches tall.
Wonder what caused the change.
Is the entrance off the parking lot, is that also a customer entrance?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
That's
for
where
a
I-
while,
That's where I
Yeah.
was suggesting that the sign be centered over
Mhm.
that doorway.
right. I think the one that faces Center Street, actually, when it was Walgreens there for a while, they had closed it off for some reason.
Yeah, they did to use,
Yeah.
to use the space.
Right. So, and then further along with the lime green curb stops, I think the applicant better recognize the fact that if those start getting chipped and the green color starts disappearing, then they're going to be held to that they need to keep them painted.
It's
They can't-
tacky looking.
Yeah, I know. They picked up the lime green
Probably
there. They're
because
bright,
of
that's for sure.
The
I hope they-
sign green.
Yeah.
The sign is nice. I have no issue
Yeah.
with the sign. I like how they treat it, if that's how it really looks with the wood paneling up on top. You know, I
Mhm.
think they've done a good job with the facade. Those green
Yeah.
curves just degrade it to me, but
Yeah. No,
We're
that's,
not sure we have authority over
Are the
the
curbs
curbs.
painted today? Or
I
are they
didn't notice
natural?
myself.
They're traditional yellow.
They are painted already.
They're the standard yellow color.
Okay.
Oh, they're
okay,
yellow?
Yellow, they're not green. That's good.
oh, okay.
Good. All right, well, staff should, upon our action, indicate to the applicant that we do not expect to have a color change. They should stay yellow. So
Or they
I
could-
do
they
have
could
to
change it
commend the,
white.
what's that, Mr. Panico?
They could change the curb color to white.
Yeah, they could, but what's the normal color that they?
They're normally concrete color.
Yeah, okay.
Concrete, black, yellow.
Yeah, all right. Well, I do have to commend the applicant. They have cleaned up the parking lot, did some nice paving or black topping. The facade looks a heck of a lot better than it has in recent years.
looks very neat looking.
Yes, it is.
Does, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the commission preference on this? Is there anything that we need to include in an approval? Does the sign facing the parking lot need to be moved or what? I think they were doing it.
They're probably going for visibility there.
Yeah, as you're
Yeah.
coming
Personally, I
center.
have
I would
no
agree.
problem with where they want to put the sign.
Yeah, it's already up, so it's not an
Yeah,
issue
just
for me anymore.
Leave it be.
It's up already?
Oh, yeah. Went
Yeah,
up last week. And that was
Yeah.
against the advice of the landlord and staff, from what I understand. But it was done anyways. So, all right, is there any commissioner that would like to make a motion on the approval of this particular sign?
Commissioner
I'll
Ticky.
make a motion to approve. Oh, Jimmy.
Oh,
got
that's
it?
okay. Commissioner Matto can. I'm
I
happy to.
don't care.
All right, so Commissioner Motto, you're
Second.
making the motion, and Commissioner Tiki,
first.
you want a second?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, so on that motion to approve made by Commissioner Motto, seconded by Commissioner Tiki with, do we need, is there any contingencies that we need to include in this one?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we will, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
I'm
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and Commissioner Parkins,
aye.
and chair votes aye.
So
Um,
what have you approved
We
Did
have
you-
approved the sign as it's showing,
as presented
as presented, yes.
and the curbing?
And the curbing is yellow. Is the commission in agreement that staff should indicate to the applicant that we do not expect any changes in color?
Could be green on St. Patty's Day.
Like the Chicago River?
If they're looking for a match, I would paint it white, but
Yeah, I
otherwise
agree
just-
there.
otherwise just leave it yellow. I think white would dress it up and
I do too.
be a nice fit with their facade, so.
Mhm.
Can I, do we have authority over this, the paint color of the curbing?
Mr.
In this
Panicos,
particular case, it's a reflection of the sign, so you probably can inject yourselves.
so we can go as far as
It would be our
taking
preference that they be white or yellow.
action.
How about that?
Right,
That's good.
exactly. So, Mr. Panicos, should we make a separate motion on that?
I would lump it all into the sign motion.
Okay, so Commissioner Motto and Commissioner Tiki, would you want to amend your motion to include that particular statement that the commission's preference would be that the car stops be kept either yellow or white?
It would be the commission's preference that the
Right,
curb stops be either yellow or white.
yeah, I think I said the word preference.
Have the curbs been painted already too?
According to Mr. Rossetti, as of today, they are yellow.
Okay,
The curb stops, the car stops.
fine. Then you're very reasonable in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm,
You're conceding the fact that the sign on the side has been put in a less desirable place than what you would like to see,
mm-hmm,
but they ought to concede to retain the yellow curbing then.
mm-hmm. Or if they want to paint it, white would be acceptable. As,
Yeah.
Commissioner Parkins suggested. So, God bless you.
Yes.
So is there any change to an amendment to the original motion by Commissioner Motto or not?
Oh, why don't we just make it a separate motion, just
Okay.
to say
Go ahead.
we prefer that it be maintained as is yellow, or if painted white would be acceptable as well.
Okay.
First.
All right. So that's a motion from Commissioner Motto. Is there a second?
Commissioner Ticky can second.
Thank you, Commissioner Tiki. So on the motion to keep the car stops yellow, but white would be acceptable. I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Just a point of information, the applicant has been contacted by staff to come in and discuss his hours of operation to see if there is what their reasoning would be to have a 24-hour retail use. Mr. Rossetti, have you made any progress on that?
Yeah, the applicant's gonna run their business, see how things go, and then when they're ready, they'll come in for a special exception,
Okay, so what hours are they expected to be open now?
6 to 11.
Okay, 6
Five.
a.m.,
5.
11 p.m. Did
Excuse
somebody
me,
want to make a
sorry.
comment?
Sorry, Alexandria, it was 5 a.m.
5 a.m.?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, very good. Okay, Commissioner Armato, what's the recommendation of the zoning subcommittee for the third application, Dogtopia?
Yeah, I think we were all fine with that. Or I
Okay,
was, let's see. I don't know.
any
I
other members of
misremembered.
the zoning subcommittee have any comments on Dogtopia? We have the tower with the name and with it saying, what underneath? Daycare, boarding and spa. They have a little logo there, which is a dog profile. They also have something on the side facing this the side street. And then they have something for the monument sign out in front. So the little,
There's no change in relief on that tower, is there? In the panels, they're all flush.
right above the doorway, those horizontal,
The other sign.
In the front.
I don't know, staff,
In other words, that entire panel of background is all flush. They're just
I'm
units.
checking. I'm checking.
no, that long horizontal one to the right above the two sets of windows, that's recessed back as far as I know, because that's.
No,
where the
no,
patio-
no.
No,
In
you're
the
looking
area
at the
where in
section
the
of-
area where the signage is located.
I'm
Yeah.
checking, Tony. Hang on.
Oh, I see what you mean. If that little section is recessed back
Mm.
between the two columns. Okay,
But the facade of the tower element
yep,
is all even, correct?
Yeah, or else it would be, sign would be sticking out.
Yeah, so when you put the sign up, it's not gonna have part of the letter D and part of the letter A projecting away from the wall.
I think that's what Mr. Rossetti was looking into.
Looks
Ah,
flat.
see?
Yeah, there is a reveal.
Okay,
Oh,
now,
yeah, look at
Oh,
now
that.
what
inches.
are we gonna do?
They can
Hmm.
shrink it to fit on the
Right,
wall.
that's what I would do. Shrink it to fit inside the panel.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to go. What about the lights are still there.
I would not have noticed.
Good call.
Yeah, the side one doesn't seem to would be a problem. It's that one in the front.
Right.
Yeah. Does anybody have any issues with all their little wording underneath? The
No.
daycare, boarding, spa?
No,
Okay. All right, so
No issue.
we have a contingency there. Is there anyone that would like to make a motion to approve the signage on the front, on the side, and on the monument sign? And also they have a temporary banner. that is
wouldn't
part-
they be able to just fasten it to the panels that are further out on like behind the D and the A? Wouldn't
Yep.
that be enough?
No, I don't think so, because it's probably heavy.
Oh, yeah,
It's
plus
gonna
the,
look kind of dumb.
plus the logo would be recessed in.
Right.
That wouldn't look right.
It's gonna look kind of
Yeah,
foolish.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be that much smaller, so.
I
No,
think
it
they
doesn't. It's
suspected
just
it
a couple
anyhow
of-
because they have some qualifications about verifying things.
Could you repeat that, Mr. Panico?
I looked over the drawings today
Mhm.
and I noticed there were some references to confirming whether something is recessed or projected. So
Oh,
they're suspect of a problem, so.
oh, okay.
It says- It said verify spacer and mounting requirements or something.
It says,
Hmm.
there's one that says verify electrical access, verify spacer / mounting requirements.
Right.
It's right there on first sheet.
I'm just fearful of the fact that because you have the projections on the side, that they would move the main part of the sign away from the wall of the building. And I
Mhm,
don't think that would be a desirable thing.
Right. Okay, so we have a contingency that to approve with the tower sign facing Bridgeport Avenue be reduced fit within that recessed area. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so is there anyone that would want to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion, Commissioner Kelly, I'll make a motion to approve it as noted.
Okay, is there a second?
It's Commissioner Laskos. I'll second it.
Okay, so from Commissioner Kelly, the motion, seconded by Commissioner Laskos. I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Okay, and the last one is Napa and auto parts, and this is going to be up in Shelton Square between Red Lotus and the
There were 4 options in the paperwork.
Yeah, that was nice.
I see A, B, and
What's the,
C and D. Yeah. So does everyone have the chance to review those?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rossetti, can you put those up on the screen? And Commissioner Motto, is there a recommendation out of the 4 options?
Yeah, I think Peter and I, correct me if I've forgotten this, but we were more in favor of the blue background. I don't know which number that is.
oh,
The
That's
sign with the
B.
blue background.
Yeah, that's B. Okay.
B, okay.
And it's
I'm
also
not sure.
D.
That one,
There's
yes.
B and D are the same, slightly different lettering.
I would suggest before you hone in on that, look at the monument sign.
Okay. Which is the
If
last
you use the
page.
blue background, it's going to be the only panel in all those white panels.
Hmm.
Yeah, true.
You notice how it stands out like a sore thumb?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
I think it ought to be white background consistent in
Mhm.
that, in that lower series of multiple panels.
And just the channel letters as the other ones are, to be consistent.
Right, which is option A, isn't it? Is that option A or C?
Well,
C. Yeah, it's A and C are both seen channel letters, but there's 2 different designs.
Well,
A
there's-
has a little red
it
slash
has to,
along the bottom.
it probably needs to be, what was A, what did A look like again?
It's got that octagonal kind
Yeah,
of,
I think it has to be
Yeah.
something like along those lines because you can't really use the white auto against a white background.
no, that's gonna look weird.
Yeah, that's what had said during our session was white against tan doesn't work. Nobody's gonna see it. I don't,
Right,
the
Agreed.
salon has black
Outline.
border on it, outlining on it, so
Mhm.
that seems to pop more, but the one that
Okay.
they showed us didn't look
But
so.
if you look at their alternative on the monument sign, where they went with the white background, I believe they used the swoosh.
Let's see.
Doesn't look like they gave us
No, they didn't give
options.
you an option.
yeah, and
No,
Well, wait, I don't know. I think, you see the way, what they have drawn there, other than the blue background, that sign ought to work. The
I
Napa.
don't,
the
I'm
yellow
seeing a
Napa
red
should
sign
stand
and a black sign, so I'm not seeing that this blue sign is standing out as you feel like a sore thumb compared to Edge and
Well, it
Bed
is
Bath
compared
and
to all
Beyond
the
is
smaller.
yeah.
Yeah,
Stop
Those are
and
the
Shop,
anchor
Bed Bath and
stores.
Beyond, Holly Lane Shoes, and The Edge are full across the monument sign.
Right, they're full,
Right.
they're
columns.
full edge to edge.
Yeah,
The ones down below are
Oh.
increments.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think to
So-
suddenly throw a dark background panel in there is
Yeah, well, they could do, they don't have to have the match on the monument and the building.
well, I don't see why not. It's what they have for where it says road sign elevation option A and B, the bottom right corner. The one that they show is with the blue background has the yellow letters and the red slash underneath. If they just do that on a white background, it would be
But it
fine.
won't look good on the building.
Why
It's not-
show it? Why do they show it?
That's
Why?
option A.
They
Well-
give you that option.
All right, well, I don't agree, but
I think
whatever
that's-
everybody
There it is
wants to
right
do,
there.
that's
They can
fine.
make it a little bigger too. I mean,
Yeah, I thought the proportion was off. It looks so tiny.
That does seem small.
Yeah, I wonder if this was represented properly. It says 39 feet wide.
I just think the style should stay consistent with the rest of the signage and just be channel letters without a background.
Yes, it's 16 feet 1 inch according to the front elevation option A sign specs.
How
So
about the height?
the height is overall 2 feet 10. The hexagonal one is 2 feet 5
They got
inches.
plenty of room to make it bigger if they want.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and the letters are only 1 foot 3 inches. That's 15 inches.
The difference between those two signs is one says just Napa Auto Parts and the other one says Napa Auto and Truck Parts.
That's
Well, let's
true.
see.
The two channel letter options.
This says.
Yeah,
auto truck,
exactly.
Right. But what's the other yellow sign that they gave an option? Which option is this?
This is A.
That's A. Okay, A, C. Take a look at C.
Yep. That's B, and it's coming up.
No,
C.
they're all auto and truck.
No,
Oh, no, there
Oh,
we
see,
go.
that just says, yeah,
No truck in there.
yeah, strange.
But the sign's still small.
Yeah, and D doesn't have the word truck in it either. That's the blue background. So I think the cleanest one is just to go with A.
What if they were to just increase the size of the Napa?
Their
I think
logo.
the- I think the auto parts is still small too, compare. See, if you look at it, the Napa is the same height as auto parts.
Right.
So if they make that bigger.
According to
I don't
the
know.
spec sheet for A, the Napa is 2 feet 5 inches. It's the next page. It's the second page on the series here. The words are just 1 foot 3 inches. And that does not include the slash underneath.
That's small.
That is.
Well,
So if
option
you
A
can-
is a little bit, even though it says and truck, it's a little bit catchier because it's got that red bar underneath it. So,
It does.
Mhm.
Yeah,
so that would be my option, my pick.
okay.
But bigger, right? They can
And
go
bigger
bigger
if
they
they
want.
so choose. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Because, remember, commissioners, that Shelton Square came in, gosh, it's got to be maybe 5 years ago, and they redid all of their signage
Yep.
to make it consistent. So why this one is coming in at such a smaller size is a little strange. I'm surprised the landlord didn't.
Is it a new landlord?
I don't know. They were the people from out of state.
I don't know. A lot of times we don't remember what we agreed to, let alone the
Well,
landlord. right?
if you want to go way, way back, the commission was trying to push for all black and white red and white letters or black and white letters. I'm not even sure.
Hmm.
But it got bastardized over the years. And I
Yeah.
think when that new management took over, they realized it was becoming a hodgepodge of signage, and they imposed some signage controls.
Mhm.
Yeah, when they repainted all the facades, they came in
Yes.
with the signage plan
Yes.
of just channel letters.
Yep, yeah, and so, all right, so, is there consensus among the commission for A, and they can enlarge it if they so choose?
We need to specify, should be consistent, no larger than the adjacent signs,
Mhm.
Mhm.
lettering.
Yep, that's reasonable. So they could work with staff and staff could,
Alex, can you put up the right one that we're approving, just so everybody's clear?
page 1.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve option A with the applicant having the ability to enlarge it if they so choose, but not larger than adjacent signs?
Is this option A we're looking at?
Yes,
Okay,
Why don't we just approve it that the option would be to have it conform to the other signs as far as the lettering. Period.
Well, it's two different letterings. They're completely different. Red
Yeah,
Lotus.
well, I'm
and
talking
people
about-
on
That could
I'm
be
talking
confusing.
about the size of it.
Size.
Talking
Well, I
about-
think
because
that's what I was
everybody
saying.
has
saying.
different letters. The Salon has all caps, Red Lotus has upper and lower, and
Mhm.
they're two different fonts as
Fonts.
well,
Yeah.
so.
well, can we turn this over to staff to supervise?
And on the monument sign, you're gonna remove the blue paint, the blue background?
It would be the same one with a white background because all the other ones in those 3 columns, the small ones are white background.
Right.
It'll stand out enough with the yellow and
will.
the
It
red
will.
line.
Yeah, sure it will. Okay, so we have a 2-part. The sign over the entrance would be option A. The sign on the monument sign would be white, would match option A, white with the
White
yellow-
background.
Yeah, white background. That's what I was trying to spit out. With the option that if they enlarge it, they do it to in proportion to match the adjacent storefronts. Does that make sense?
I would say to be consistent with, not to
Be
match,
consistent.
to be
Okay,
consistent with.
okay.
Or no larger than, no taller. Yeah.
I think consistent.
Consistent's probably a better word.
If desired. If they want to keep it
Yeah.
small, let them keep it small.
I think it's gonna get lost there. So,
Why?
yeah. Okay,
People will
Oh.
find it. People
Oh,
are
sure.
excited.
Primarily, they
as
look,
long as they spell it right and it's not NASA, because
once they see Napa, they know it's an auto parts.
exactly. All right, so is there any commissioner that's gonna make a motion to approve with the caveats that we have?
So Commissioner Parkins will make a motion to approve option A. Can enlarge if desired to be consistent with the surrounding signage, and the monument sign shall be the same sign with a white background.
Perfect, okay. Is there a second?
Commissioner Laskos will second.
Okay, so on the motion from Commissioner Parkins, as she went through, second by Commissioner Laskos, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
and Chair votes aye. Okay, thank you, everyone. Those are our certificates of zoning compliance. So we're going on to new business, old business. Application 22-21, Alan Tima at 2 Mountain View. Assessors map 65, lot 7 on 3.23 acres in an LIP zone for a special exception application for an automotive service, office, and moderate retail facility. This, the public hearing for application 2221 was held on September 28th, during which time Attorney Tima reviewed the proposal and a member of the Rivian team explained the day-to-day operations of the service center. No members of the public spoke, and after questions from the commission regarding the hours of operation, safety measures for battery storage, and the projected date the business would begin operations if it received commission approval, the commission voted unanimously to close the public hearing and directed staff to prepare a favorable resolution. If there's no questions from the commission, Mr. Rossetti has the floor to present the resolution. That was attached to our Zoom link.
Chairwoman, before you begin, I believe I was not present for that meeting and I did not watch the public hearing on that. I'm sorry to say.
Okay,
So,
so you'll be abstaining. Okay.
correct.
All right, Mr. Reddy, if you're ready, go right ahead.
It helps if I unmute myself.
Yes, it does.
The applicant, Alan Tima for Rivian LLC, has filed a special exception application to occupy an existing 27,000 square foot light industrial facility on 3.23 acres in a light industrial park zone served by public utilities. The Shelton Zoning Board of Appeals conditionally approved the use variance for this application under Schedule A, line 36, subject to a special exception approval with the Planning and Zoning Commission and no on-site sales. As proposed, the site conditions will remain the same and renovations are planned for the interior. The site will be used as a combination of office space, customer service, and automotive service area. Rivian's use of this facility will contain components of a typical automotive service for their vehicles. No other brands of vehicles will be serviced on site. EVs have a different service schedule and model than typical petrol-powered automobiles. All service and storage for supporting services shall be conducted and kept inside. This location will be used for pickup of vehicles purchased online and have offices typical of an automotive dealership, but will not have on-site sales. The only vehicles stored on site are those belonging to customers who are having their vehicle serviced or customers who are picking up their pre-purchased vehicle. Any commercial deliveries, including semi-truck deliveries, will be conducted on site and not on Mountain View Drive. There is ample parking for employees and vehicles being serviced. Staff has reviewed the site and architectural plans entitled Rivian, prepared by Rivian, received September 7th, 2022. A duly noticed public hearing was held on September 28th, 2022 to consider this application as submitted. Comments expressed at the said hearing were the retail character of the operation, which the applicant addressed by stating it is not permitted in Connecticut and the primary use of this facility is for servicing vehicles. Safety of the used batteries, which the applicant informed us that they will be properly enclosed and disposed of as required by the fire marshal and or other appropriate authorities. The architecture was discussed and the applicant confirmed that the exterior treatment will remain the same and the top section of the building will be repainted and new signage will be installed. If the commission is prepared to dispose of this application at this time, the following conditions and stipulations are recommended. Removal of the 3 parking spaces in the southern corner of the property for semi-truck turnaround. An updated site plan illustrating complete on-site mobility shall be supplied. And I'll just briefly comment on that. The applicant showed us a illustration of a semi-truck delivering vehicles, but we would also just ask that they show us that vehicle leaving, which we think is completely doable. We just wanted to see that mapped out so we don't have an issue in the future. Item 2, compliance with all requirements and conditions of the city engineer, water pollution control authority, fire marshal, and local traffic authority. This approval shall be null and void if construction or site improvements are not completed within 5 years of this approval date. That the P&Z admin or city engineer will be notified at least 48 hours prior to the start of any construction. And 5, if issues arise in the renovated areas, the commission reserves the right to request an additional vegetative buffer or fence screening, especially in the northwest corner, and that this is not right here. So I will up fenced screening. And that's what we've got for it.
Northwest corner of the,
So it's not the northwest corner.
yeah. The commission reserves the right to request an additional vegetative buffer or fence screening, period. Okay. All right, is anybody have any questions for Mr. Rossetti?
Yeah. Number 2, it's dispose of, not dispose off.
Yeah, there's disposed off.
Just to make it right,
Yeah.
that's all. I know he said off of.
Right. properly and disposed of. Okay. Any
I
other
assume
comments?
this building is sprinklered, I assume, right?
Yes.
Any other further comments, questions, or concerns from the commission about the report and resolution?
Commissioner Perkins, I asked that about the batteries. I think that's your concern.
Yes.
And what happens is that the batteries are contained within their own box per se. And they're taken out when they're being replaced, and the old battery is put within this box, which is, they said fireproof.
Yeah, it's not just the batteries. It's, the batteries that are in the cars that are being serviced as well. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that the building's sprinkled. I assumed it was, but I just wanted to verify.
Well, I mean, really, as far as the battery's concerned, sprinkle is water on fire. So, I mean, that's,
Is there any reason to have as a contingency, something to the effect of contingent on the fire marshal approving any?
no, the
fire
fire marshal will
suppression?
approve it. We'll go over it anyhow with the,
It's right
no.
there. It states it right in the item 2, compliance with all requirements and conditions
Yeah.
of the city and jail
Right,
fire
right.
marshal. It's
Okay,
already
so
there.
there's No
There it
reason
is.
to further address
No.
that one.
No.
I think that's very important because there were some very stringent criteria that were imposed. And in the future, if a modification of this plan comes in, somebody better be sure to go back and check what the zoning board of appeals granted.
well, you can't put the battery out with water. That's the.
No,
big
I
thing.
was referring other issues.
Okay, anything further from the commission? All right, so there isn't any further comments, questions, or concerns. Is there a commissioner who would like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it, Commissioner Kelly.
Okay. And is there a second?
I'll second it, Commissioner Laskos.
Okay, thank you. So in the motion to approve made by Commissioner Kelly, seconded by Commissioner Laskos, I will do a roll call. Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Motion is passed by a vote of 5-0-1 with Commissioner Parkins abstaining. Okay, thank you. Next agenda item is application 22-22. Christian Counseling and Family Life Center at 183 Howe Avenue, Assessors Map 118, Lot 7, on 0.93 acres for a special exception application for a nonprofit family counseling service. Public hearing for application 22-22 was held on September 28th, during which time Mr. Brian Callahan, chairman of the Christian Counseling and Family Life Center Board, reviewed the proposal, and one member of the public spoke in support. After questions from the commission regarding the hours of operation, number of staff members, the commission voted unanimously to close the public hearing and direct staff to prepare a favorable resolution. If there are no questions from the commission, I'll give Mr. Rossetti the floor to present the resolution.
I would just use the acronym CCFLC, standing for Christian Counseling and Family Life Center. The applicant, CCFLC Inc., has filed a special exception application to occupy an existing 3,600 square foot church and 5,000 square foot office/classroom brick building for a nonprofit family counseling services under Schedule A, line 13B at 183 Howe Avenue, zoned R on 0.93 acres. The site has been used by Trinity Lutheran Church for over 50 years, and for the past few years by Team Inc., occupied the same brick building. As proposed, the site conditions will remain the same and minor alterations are planned for the interior of the brick building. The rear building will be used for counseling services and office space. The basement of the church may be used for group meetings, and there is a potential for small congregation to use the church sanctuary for religious services. As indicated in their SOUS, CCFLC will occupy this property in a way that continues to provide philanthropic, and family counseling services to the local community. At most, they will have 12 employees on site at any given time, but they will typically have less than that as some of their staff work through telehealth and have rotating shifts. It is hopeful that small congregations will rent out the church space, as CCFLC is unlikely to use it frequently. Staff has reviewed the site and architectural plans entitled Site Plan for Christian Counseling and Life Center, Inc., prepared by Edward C. Levy, professional engineer, dated August 17th, 2022. A duly noticed public hearing was held on September 28th to consider the special exception application as submitted. Comments expressed at the hearing concerned, 1, parking, but the applicant addressed that there is sufficient parking for their needs on site, and during times when the church would be used, the CCFLC would not be using any parking. 2, the architecture was discussed and the applicant confirmed that the exterior treatment will remain the same and new signage will be installed. If the commission is prepared to dispose of this application at this time, the following conditions and stipulations are recommended. 1, compliance with all requirements and conditions of the city engineer, water pollution control authority, fire marshal, and the local traffic authority. That the planning and zoning administrator and or city engineer be notified at least 48 hours prior to the start of any construction, of which there is none planned.
Mhm.
Therefore, on the basis above, it's a review of the proposal, its knowledge of the site and general area, and subject to the consideration set forth in the above, up for the commission to
Take action.
take action.
Okay. So any comments, questions, or concerns from the commission? The only thing that is curious that where we did put down comments expressed at said hearing concern is the second sentence of number 1, during times when the church would be used, the CCFLC would not be using any parking. So that's just got to be monitored, I think. Because at this time, there is no indication as to whether or not it is going to be used by some other entity. And we just want to make sure that the neighborhood is not impacted by spillover cars. Any comments?
Just a note of grammatical correction on the very first sentence.
Sure.
Occupy an existing 30,000 square foot church,
It's a,
or to occupy existing, take an out, but that doesn't make sense. Thank you.
yeah, it was flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's transposed. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so hearing no other comments, is there a commissioner that would like to make a motion to approve application 2222?
I'll make the motion to approve the application.
Thank you, Commissioner
Commissioner
Amato.
Amato.
Is there a second?
Commissioner Ticky will second.
Thank you, Commissioner Ticky. So on the motion to approve made by Commissioner Amato, seconded by Commissioner Ticky, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Parkins?
I will abstain again on September 28th. I was not present for the public hearing.
That's fine. Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Motion to approve has passed with a vote of 5-0 and 1 abstention. All right, next on the agenda is new business. And the first item is application 22-23 Fountain Square, Dominic Thomas for Fountain Square LLC at 745 to 801 Bridgeport Avenue, Assessor's Map 28, Lot 18, for an amendment to the initial development plans and a modification to the Statement of Uses and Standards, Plan Development District, PDD. Is there a motion to accept for review and for staff to set a public hearing?
Make that motion, Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there a second?
Commissioner
A
Parkins, a
second.
second.
Okay, Commissioner Motto?
No, it's Ruth.
No, she can have it. That's fine.
One of you guys want to take it? All right. All right, well, I will use my role as the chair, and I will say, Commissioner Motto, you've got the second. Okay, so on the motion for Commissioner Kelly, seconded by Commissioner Motto, to accept application 2223 for review and for staff to set a public hearing. I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion's passed 6-0. Public hearing for application 2223 will be set by staff and will appear on the agenda of an upcoming meeting. Next is application 2224, Shelton Plaza. Dominic Thomas for 265 Bridgeport Avenue, LLC. At 265 Bridgeport Avenue, Assessors Map 92, Lot 19, for a Planned Development District PDD on 0.67 acres for a 4,060 square foot retail and office building with a service station and on-site parking. Is there a motion to accept for review and for staff to set a public hearing?
Commissioner Parkins will make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Commissioner Laskos, I'll second it.
Okay, so on the motion to approve made by Commissioner Parkins, seconded by Commissioner Laskos. I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
and the Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion is passed 6-0, and that will also be on the agenda of an upcoming meeting. Now, the third is application 22-25 PDD number 60, Cedar Village at the Locks, 281 Canal Street, LLC. At 281 Canal Street, Assessors Map 139, lots 3 and 4, for major modification of PDD number 60 with detailed development plans on 1.92 acres for 129 apartments, 1,745 square feet of retail, and 192 parking spaces. Is there a motion to accept for review and for staff to set a public hearing?
I'll make that motion, Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you, Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Commissioner Tiki will second.
Thank you. So on the motion from Commissioner Kelly, second by Commissioner Tiki for approval, I will do a roll call. Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. And that will also be on the agenda of an upcoming meeting. Next is the public portion. Is there anyone, if there is anyone from the public who would like to comment on an item not on the agenda, please use the raise your hand feature on Zoom or dial *9 on your phone. And Mr. Rossetti, is there anybody that is doing such?
There is not.
Okay, I'll ask again if there's anyone from the public who would like to comment on an item that is not on the agenda. Please use the raise your hand feature on Zoom or dial *9 on your phone. And last call, if you're a member of the public who would like to comment on the item not on the agenda, please use the raise your hand feature on Zoom or dial *9 on your phone. Okay. So next is other business. First is comments from the chair. The Shelton Economic Development Commission full board met this morning, and after status reports of different properties along Canal Street, Mr. Grimmer indicated that Mayor Loretti asked that 2 grant applications be submitted to the Connecticut Community Challenge Program. This has been reported in the paper. The first is 2.2 million, and that would be used for the final section of the Riverwalk. The second, for 3.2 million, would be used to extend the present length of Constitution Boulevard another 1,500 linear feet to provide access to other parcels beyond the Bigelow T parcel. And also, Mr. Baldwin will be finalizing the affordable housing plan and will be working with each of the special subcommittees named after the moratoriums were passed to assist with what needs to be done, identifying which sections of the regulations and how each committee would proceed. And just as a reminder, the special committee for recreational cannabis is Commissioners Parkins, Laskos, and Motto. They were appointed on March 29th of this year. The subcommittee members for the accessory dwelling unit, parking subcommittee are myself, Commissioner Laskos, and Commissioner Tiki. That was appointed May 25th. And the commission members on the high density residential development special subcommittee appointed on June 1st of this year were Commissioners Kelly, Parkins, and Mato. So if you.
Do we know when that's going to be started?
No. What he has to do is get in touch with each of those subcommittee groups individually and just check on availability. And I think you need to, each subcommittee needs to sit down and have a meeting of the minds as to what approach is it going to be. You're not all going to be sitting there reading every single page of the zoning regulations, that's for sure. And just we will facilitate gathering your thoughts and gathering some information for you. If you feel it's necessary, you can certainly present material that you have come across. I have shared things by email to the commission on different topics. So, but we need to start getting, having a session
I agree.
to set up how we're going to move along on this.
It would be nice if at all possible to do it in person, but
Yes, I also agree with that.
And there is no reason why that can't take place. You know,
I mean, it limits us to the hours that City Hall is open, but
Will he be able to do it after, there are people that are still working?
I don't know.
like I said, ideally, but if it has to be by Zoom,
Yeah.
we do have some time limitations here that we have to start these discussions. So.
I agree.
Totally. Yeah, it's this just came up today as to that Mr. Baldwin was going to be
Okay.
overseeing all this.
Great.
And he is has vacation time this week, so he wasn't around for me to sit down with him, but I will do so to get things moving along. So Commissioner Armato, do you have any other comments from the zoning subcommittee?
No,
Okay.
went over the signs today, so.
There are a couple, according to staff, that will be on an upcoming agenda, ones that we passed over from our September 13th that Commissioner Armato, you might have mentioned to me that there was some discussion, but they didn't appear on today's agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Commissioner Kelly, do you have any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that some of us went to a Southern New England American Planning Association conference
Mm-hmm.
in Rhode Island this past week for 2 days. And it was broken up into basically 3 sessions. And the sessions had different topics that you could go into. And, there was the other commissioners went into some of the topics. Mine, I went into basically planning communities, the approach of, and one of the most interesting ones, I guess, not interesting, but was Norwalk, as far as their neighborhoods and economic growth around a major transportation asset. And their asset was the Sono railroad station. I was a little surprised because, they have the brand new mall, they have Maritime Center, they have Stepping Stones Museum and things like that I thought would have been brought up, but they weren't. And also one of the other sessions I went to was streetscape designs, and to and doing that to reduce traffic. It looked like they were trying to, slow traffic down on the streets and have sidewalks, so on and so forth. And also diversified housing productions. And actually, when she was talking, the only thing that came up to my mind was Stanford and diversified in housing. Most in planning cities years ago, most of the diversification came through either the railroad or the thruway. The railroad, the expression, the other side of the tracks, and trying to do away with that and break that kind of construction or diversification up. And if anyone else wanted to say anything about some of the sessions they went through.
Mhm. Okay, anybody have any comments? And I just lost the screen. What happened to this?
We can still see you.
Okay. Okay, I can see you now. All right. These particular seminars, workshops, whatever, don't come up that very often, and it is the intent that if anything does come up, then we would rotate among the commission, give everybody the opportunity to,
Actually, the next one's in New Haven.
yeah, but that's not what.
It's next year.
Yeah, so, okay. All
Say,
right.
I attended that Zoom meeting about accessory dwelling units. That
Oh,
was-
okay, good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every so often these things pop up, that's for sure. All right.
Well, they did, excuse me, I'm sorry, they did
Okay.
talk about that too, and a lot of people are in favor of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, next agenda item are staff comments. Mr. Rossetti, you're recognized. Anything you want to share?
Nothing else for now. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Panico, do you have any comments for the commission?
No, I have nothing at this time.
Thank you. Okay. All right, we're gonna do our minutes. Anybody have any comments or changes for the August 17th minutes? These were on the agenda in mid-September, but they failed to pass. We had a vote of 3 A's, no, not nays, but we had 3 abstentions. So we did not get the 4 votes to pass.
Madam Chairman, I had a comment on your minutes. I took a look at them.
Sure.
Took a look at them.
Sure. Which, are we talking about August 17th?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I thought you were talking September 21. Excuse
No,
me.
that would be next.
Okay.
This will be August 17th. So is there anyone?
I was absent for that vote. I was present for the August 17th meeting, so I will make a motion to approve the minutes for August 17th.
Okay, so there's a
I will
motion
second that.
to approve from Commissioner Parkins, seconded by Commissioner Kelly. The August 17th minutes, so I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Laskos,
I was abstaining.
you're abstaining, okay. You were one of the abstainers before, I think.
Yeah.
Commissioner Mato,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
I'm abstaining.
okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, we got it.
Commissioner
Kelly.
Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner
Okay.
Kelly,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, so this time it passes 1, 2, 3, at a vote of 4,
Just
0,
about.
2. All right, so now moving on to the September 21st minutes. Does anybody have any comments? I have just one. What was delaying me from logging on is I was on the Zoom or the YouTube video because we were for application 2217 Lankankes Landing. At one point I had asked, it's on the section where it lists the members of the public that spoke. 2 paragraphs before that, it starts off, Chairman Harger asked about the proposed sidewalk noted on the site plan. Mr. Shepherd remarked, we are proposing sidewalks in front of the property, also a connecting sidewalk to that Walmart property. And we know that was not, that
Not
you were
Walmart.
saying something about
Was the Walmart.
format property, farm property, I don't know what word.
Was it
Yeah.
the apartment, the motel next door?
Now, in the next sentence, he comes on, we were also proposing to move this bus stop in front of the Residence Inn. So he specifically identified the Residence Inn as the Residence Inn. But
Yeah.
he was talking about some kind of property that I can't figure out for the life of me. And as I said, I went and put on the closed caption, and that just did it phonetically, and that wasn't
Yeah,
any better. So,
that was one of my questions. I saw the same thing.
yeah, so does anybody
And
have
in
any?
this, in the very next sentence, Madam Chairman,
Mhm.
it says, Mr. Panico relayed his concern of the snow plows obstruct. It wasn't snow plows, it plowed snow,
Oh, okay,
plowed
Um,
snow obstructing,
yes,
take out, not corner of, but sidewalk,
right,
obstructing the sidewalk since it's so close.
obstructing the sidewalk. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? Obstructing the sidewalk, okay. All right. Okay, before we go on, is there any other? Something else on that particular set of minutes? Okay, so is there any further discussion on this? Is there anyone that wants to make a motion to approve with the caveat that we cannot figure out what particular word Mr. Shepherd was saying, where that connecting sidewalk?
I'll make that motion, Commissioner. Kelly.
Okay, so there's a motion to approve the September 21st from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second from anyone?
I'll second.
Commissioner Motto. So on the motion to approve, Commissioner Parkins, are you abstaining?
I'm abstaining. I was not
Yeah.
present.
Right. Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
Commissioner Lascos,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. This set of minutes passes with a vote of 5-0-1. Okay, last set of minutes are the ones for September 28th. Is there any changes or comments for these particular set of minutes? Okay, hearing none, is there anyone that wants to make a motion to approve as submitted?
Make the motion as submitted, Commissioner Kelly.
Okay, is there a second?
Commissioner Ticky will second.
Okay, so on the motion to approve as submitted, made by Commissioner Kelly, seconded by Commissioner Tiki, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Lascos.
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
I will abstain.
abstain, okay, and the chair votes aye. And these minutes have passed by a vote of 5-0-1. All right, and so is there a motion to go into executive session and invite staff to join us?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a,
Yeah, it's, I was just gonna mention, once we get out of this, there'll be, if you go in your inbox, your email, you'll see the link. So that's Commissioner Kelly, you made the motion
Yes.
to go into the executive session with staff. Is there a second?
A second. Commissioner Matto.
Okay, so on the motion, Commissioner Parkins,
aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Lascos,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got everybody. All right, so we will log off and find the link in everyone's email.
See you soon.
See a little bit.
We have a different login?
Yeah, it's
Uh-oh,
on your email, Tony.
which email?
The one that Alex just sent you.
When was that, this afternoon?
No, just now,
Oh, okay, let me get
11
back.
minutes ago.
Okay, so log out of this and let me find out what's going on here.
Right.
Hello, you're there, Elaine.
If I can do. Am I in the right Zoom here? Hello.
Yes, yes, you are.
It's amazing.
Right place.
Boy, we're getting pretty good at this, huh?
Only takes 3 devices.
Yeah, but it used to take quite a while.
Yeah, pretty slick.
Years ago, you'd be doing this, right?
We seem to have lost our chairperson.
Ah, she's coming.
I'm here.
Huh.
Here.
Oh,
there
there
you
you are.
It's right next to you, Charlie.
No,
All right.
on my screen, I'm top middle. I'm above.
When
you,
we went to
Lou.
executive session, I'm looking.
I'm top middle on my
I didn't
screen,
realize
Jim.
I saw myself
yeah.
on already.
That's interesting. Not everybody has the same screen layout. All right, is Attorney Teodoso joining us?
Yes, he's here.
I don't see
Okay,
him.
we don't see him. There he is.
There he is.
Okay. All right, we're recording, right, Mr. Rossetti?
You're all set.
Okay, so is there a motion to come out of executive session?
Commi-
And
Commissioner
a note-
Parkins will make a motion to come out of executive session with the note that no votes were taken.
Okay, and is there a second?
It, Commissioner Kelly.
Okay, so on the motion made by Commissioner Parkins, seconded by Commissioner Kelly, to come out of the executive session with the notation that no votes were taken. I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. All right, next, is there a motion to amend our original motion to add an executive session to the agenda to identify Riverside Retail as the topic to be discussed in the executive session?
I'll make that motion. Commissioner
Okay,
Kelly.
and is there a second?
I'll second. Commissioner Maddow.
Okay, so on the motion to amend our original motion to add an executive session to the agenda to identify Riverside Retail as a topic, I'll do a roll call. Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. All right, finally, is there a motion to direct Corporation Counsel to resolve the legal matter that in accordance with the discussion in the executive session by the commission?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
Commissioner
Commissioner
Motto
Kelly.
made the motion, Commissioner Kelly has seconded. Okay, Commissioner Laskos,
Aye.
Commissioner Tiki,
Aye.
Commissioner Motto,
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. All 3 motions have passed unanimously 6-0. Okay, I believe that's it for our discussion, our executive session, and seeing that there's no other item on the agenda, chair declares this evening's meeting is adjourned as of 7:40 p.m. Thank you, everyone, and good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, everyone.
See you next week.
Okay.
Go Yanks.